Hey, hopefully this is actually recording. I'll soon know when I look up. So I thought I'd do something a bit different today. I'm going back too far there. I'm gonna look over there because I'll make sure that the camera's got me in shot, because this is a Razer Cairo. I recently installed it on the Linux laptop. I love the ring, and it's a great cam. I used to have a Logitech one, but this is very tight on the face, so I'll have to look at settings to see if I can fix that. Also, hopefully the microphone, which keeps flashing red, so obviously peaking. I'm using a Meteor one. So this is my laptop Linux setup. I have a webcam, I have a Meteor mic, which is over here, and then this is my desktop. Well, this is one of the desktops. This is my ultra wide. It's a 29-inch ultra wide. It's a smaller one because I've got a 34 over there, which is on my main desktop Windows machine. That's Windows with Linux, but this is just my dedicated Linux development stroke everything else laptop. So I'm kind of doing this video, so look, it's not just talk the talk but walk the walk. Here you go. This is my demo environment, and let me just swap you over. I will show you the other screen. This is kind of so this is ultra wide, and on I have my laptop screen open, and that's a 4K screen. So let me just see if it'll work when I swap it over. There we go. So you can see if I move OBS out of the way, I have local that I'm not going to do at the moment on there, and I've got my terminal. And also you can't really see it. I don't know why, but this is actually it's probably because I'm only capturing the screen, but this over here, I should really put the webcam on the screen up instead of this one. But anyway, this window, actually you can't see it, but this is it's my laptop window, but it's also a screen, sorry, but it's also I have my main taskbar at the bottom. So on my ultra wide, it's just for working on, and my 4K laptop screen has got all the menu items, toolbar at the top, etc. So let me swap you back over to this main one. So that's kind of the setup, and this is running Mint Linux. I wonder if I can get an about up, just to give you some kind of show you the kind of the system, as it were. Here we go. So as you can see, I'm running Linux Cinnamon, and this is my laptop. It's what I'd call a proper i7, because you do get the i7s, which are the lighter weight ones. My work one is that sort of way, but when I got this, I wanted to have a more powerful machine, because the previous one I had was that, and I wanted a more powerful machine. So this one's got the proper iCore 7, as I call it, for mobile, and it's also got a 3050 Ti in there, so it's a little more powerful. Only 16 gig RAM. I was looking for a 32, and I may upgrade this in the future, but 16 gig seems to be enough, because let's face it, Linux doesn't necessarily need as much power as say some other machines. But I wanted a little bit more powerful, firstly because of the development stuff, but secondly because I may do some game streaming stuff on it. I tried on the last laptop, didn't work really well, and I'm waffling. But anyway, this is my development, and you can see that I've been actually working on a plugin for my WordPress. I have a few plugins I've been playing around with, and it works quite well, because although I have other subscriptions to things like Sublime, I use VS Code quite a lot, and I love the fact that it plugs into Copilot in GitHub. I actually pay the subscription on that, because only like $10 or pounds, whatever it is, a month, and it's great for helping me write bits of code that I don't necessarily understand, debugging, finding bugs, testing bugs, writing documentation like the README file, the stuff that necessarily I wouldn't want to do. Like for example, if I wanted to write a guide for this, I'd just say write me a guide, and it'll do. That's the sort of stuff that, you know, you don't necessarily want to have time, spend your time doing. You want to actually be doing the code stuff or looking, you know, for bugs. And as you can see, there's lots of things that have been changing in these files. But yeah, this is my Linux setup. This is my Linux laptop. This is my development environment. Catch me mid-development. So moving forward, I might start doing more from this, because although I like to talk about the history of things I've come from, it's nice to kind of not necessarily always look back, but kind of look forward as well at things that are happening now, things that are becoming useful, moving away from the kind of the way things were. And it's nice to talk about those things, but moving more to the way things are or will be. I watched a video last night actually about as a graduate what you would need to really do ideally to get a job in today's job economy. When I was facing that there were companies throwing jobs at you because there was a lack of IT support and development, but it's not the same now. So yes, that was quite an interesting video, and it talks more about it didn't necessarily go into what technology you should know, but it kind of did say that, you know, kind of the technology field now is not just like, oh, you're doing development. It's like there are so many different things you could actually really zone in on. So moving forward, I may talk from my perspective on that, because I'm now doing a role that I'd never done up until a year ago, and it's kind of like behind the curtain compared to what I used to do. So I've been kind of in that learning new technology. Every day I learn some new technology, and it's you know, it's a fascinating thing to talk about. So I may do that moving forward more. Then I'll try and look at the time how long I've been on. I don't want to waffle for too long, but I always end up waffling for too long. But yeah, 7.5 minutes. Whoa. Yeah. So anyway, this is my Linux laptop environment with some code. So yeah, maybe you'll see more of this moving forward. If you were to look at it, the thing is, it's a messy desk, it's messy behind me. It's actually good this dark because you can't necessarily see how messy it is behind me. But the funniest thing is, not just have the laptop, and I've got the ultra wide laptop over there, but I've got 3 nerd miners sitting in front of me as well, which you have to take a photo. It's kind of, they're positioned in random positions. It's like an interesting viewpoint to kind of look at from my perspective, because I've got my screen, but then I've got these things ticking away, doing lottery mining, which if you know anything about, you probably know that you won't ever earn anything from it. Very likely will earn anything from it, but it's just an interesting thing to see going on, in my view. And I waffled on too far now, so I'm going to go. So if you made to the end of this video of my waffle, hey, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share. And yeah, I'll speak to you next week. Maybe I will do back onto the car face cam, or maybe I'll do another one from here. Comment below which one I can't even talk today. Comment below which one you prefer. Right, I'm going to go now. Bye for now.